In a small peaceful village surrounded by green hills and tall trees lived a man named Rugov. He was a poor farmer with a kind heart. Every morning, he worked hard in the fields growing vegetables and grains. Even though he had little, he was happy and thankful for whatever he had. His small family, his wife Mira, and their young son Arav meant everything to him. One day, while digging near an old tree to plant some seeds, Rugov's shovel hit something hard. Curious, he kept digging and soon discovered a small iron box. His hands shook as he opened it, and his eyes widened in disbelief. The box was full of shining gold coins. Rugov had never seen so much gold in his life. His heart started beating fast. He looked around, quickly closed the box, and carried it home. That night, he showed the box to Mira, her eyes filled with fear. "This gold is not ours, Rugov," she whispered. "It must belong to someone else. What if it brings trouble?" But Rugov, now blinded by greed, shook his head. "This is our chance to live a better life. No more hunger, no more struggles." From that day, everything changed. Rugov stopped working in the fields. He bought expensive clothes, decorated his house with new furniture, and started spending money carelessly. The villagers were surprised by his sudden wealth and started asking questions. But Rugov always smiled and said, "It is luck. God has blessed me." Mira became silent and sad. She missed the old days when they were poor but happy. Arav also felt the change. His father no longer played with him or told him bedtime stories. Instead, Rugov was always busy counting his gold or thinking about how to get more. One evening, an old beggar came to Rugov's house. He was weak and tired, wearing torn clothes. He asked for a piece of bread, but Rugov, now full of pride and selfishness, shouted, "Go away. I am not running a charity." The old man looked into Rugov's eyes and softly said, "Be careful of greed. It never ends well." And he slowly walked away. That night, Rugov could not sleep. He kept hearing the old man's words, but his greed was stronger than his fear. The next morning, he returned to the tree, hoping to find more gold. He dug for hours, but there was nothing, just dry soil and stones. Days turned into weeks, and slowly Rugov's gold began to disappear. He spent too much, trusted the wrong people, and made poor choices. Soon there was no gold left. His friends left him. The villagers who once praised him now whispered behind his back. Mira, heartbroken and tired, fell sick. Rolf tried to buy medicines, but he had no money. Arav, too young to understand fully, cried every night, seeing his mother in pain. One rainy evening, Rugov sat near the same old tree, now wet and cold. He looked up at the sky and broke down in tears. "I was a fool," he cried. "I had love, peace, and a happy family, but I lost it all because of my greed." The tree stood silently, its branches dancing in the wind as if trying to comfort him. From that day, Rayov changed. He went back to the fields working harder than ever before. He cared for Mira and Arav with deep love and promised himself never to run after wealth again. The villagers slowly began to respect him again, not for his money, but for his honesty and effort. Years passed. Rugov never became rich again, but he found something more precious: peace, love, and contentment. He often told Arav, who had grown wiser with time, "Son, wealth can buy many things, but it can never replace love, health, or family. Never let greed steal your happiness." And so, Rugov's story became a lesson in the village, passed on from one generation to the next. A story that taught people how greed, if not controlled, can destroy everything we hold dear. Greed may promise you the world, but it will take away your soul. True wealth lies in love, honesty, and a heart full of gratitude.